So this is a video detailing how to install the CBR 600 CRG brake levers to replace these big old guys. So let's go ahead and get the box open. So this is the box that you get the CRG brake lever in. The clutch lever comes in a similar box. I don't have the clutch lever with me right now, so let's go ahead and open the box. So when you open it, you get the lever. So it's the lever right there in red. And you get a little pin, so make sure you don't lose that. It's got the instructions for that in there. And only other things you get in the box are a little warning thing and a sticker. So let's go put that aside with all the other parts that I've got to install today. Before we install the new brake levers, we've got to go and remove the OEM brake levers. So to do this, I have the CBR 600 repair and service manual. So to do that, we got to go to the brakes and levers section, which I've already bookmarked, and read about removal. So to take off the factory brake levers, you've got to undo the pivot screw, which is this guy right there. And on the bottom there should be a locking nut, but as you can see on mine there isn't one, so I'll have to talk to my dealer about that one, because he's the one, when I bought this before I actually took delivery of the bike, he thought it would look cool to paint the levers black, the heat shield black, the foot pegs black, which looks really cool for this bike, but they obviously forgot to install that, and that's kind of a safety issue, so I'll have to talk to him about that. So let's go ahead and remove the pivot bolt. To remove the lever pivot screw, you're only going to need is a flathead screwdriver. To get better access to the bolt, turn your steering all the way to the right so you can get to the bolt. Once you've got the bolt unscrewed, the threads don't come all the way out, so you're going to have to use a little bit of force to kind of pull it out. So this is what the bolt will look like. Once you've taken out the bolt, lever removal is actually pretty simple. All you got to do is just grab the lever and rotate it out, and there you go, you got your brake lever. So here you see the two brake levers side by side, and you'll notice that the CRG lever actually has an extra hole, and that's where the pin that comes with the CRG levers comes into play. So let's get the instructions out and see what goes on with that. So this is the diagram that CRG gives you. It's a pretty rudimentary diagram, but what basically it's saying is that the little pin here has a hole, and when it's sitting in the little socket, which will be this one right here, you want the hole to be facing facing this way, so that it can the lever thing can go into it. I'll show that when I put it in. It's kind of windy out. So what this little pin thing is for this. It's actually what pushes. It's actually the brake. It's what pushes the brake in, and pushes the fluid through the lines and compresses the brake pads. So on the stock OEM ones, the brake lever actually literally just pushes up onto this, but on the CRG levers, or see on the OEM one, they've got see in the light, they've got this little guy that What this dial can adjust is the distance between that. But on the CRG one, this is where that little bump pin thing is, and so when you put this in, you want it to be facing. You want the little pin on the brake itself to be going into that. So when you put this in, you want it to slide down into this little socket, like so, until you got it open, or like that. Now once you have the little pin in place inside the lever, you have to, so that it can touch, so this is what I was talking about, that little hole in there will be this pin up, or this little stopper thing up here goes into that. Now it's time to install the lever and see if we can get everything to fit. I need both hands for this, so I'll put the camera down and I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. I'll tell you if there's any hard install parts, or maybe I'll go back and show that. So as you can see, the lever's installed. It slid in just like the other brake lever slid out. So the next thing we're going to have to do is install the pivot bolt, and then we will be done. Install the pivot bolt and the bottom nut, which I'll have to go get from the dealer. So now you can see the lever's installed, the screws all the way in, the nut's not on, still got to get that. But yeah, no, it looks great, feels great. Can obviously adjust the distance of the brake lever from the actual handle, which is nice. So put it all the way out for now. But yeah, that's the CRG brake lever installation. Wasn't too terribly difficult. The book wasn't really necessary for this one, but it's always nice to make sure that you're not going to fuck it up, especially when it comes to brakes, because it sucks to be, you know, on the freeway, then someone stops in front of you, you grab your front brake, and nothing happens. So yeah, that's the install. Make sure you check out some of the other videos of the install. I will be doing a video on how to install the zero gravity windscreen, and then I also have, these aren't installed yet, but I'll be putting some tech spec grip pads on the tank, and when I get the clutch lever, I'll do a video of how to install the CRG clutch lever as well. So catch you next time.